stimulating, mind expansive.
It's no sleep, baby.
Welcome, everybody, to No Sleep, the podcast. I'm AJ Simmons, 1/3 of your comedy trio this Monday and every Monday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. As a comedy podcast, I'm going to do a couple jokes, get the party started.
All right.
You know it's actually healthy food when you're eating it because it only tastes like it was in the room with something really delicious. And it like wafted over it a couple times.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's actually healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And second joke. With the ongoing conversation about tariffs, I would like to let everyone know that I will be imposing a 100% tariff on all imports of Not Thinking I'm Cute.
Oh.
That's it for me.
You guys going to be on the front lines in the great American-Canadian War?
No.
Me either. I'm going to join Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, don't shoot me, eh?
Hey.
Yeah. This is just kind of funny. This is Alex isn't here tonight, but Wes, thanks for filling in.
No problem.
You ever see those? You get scrolling on Instagram, and it says click share, and the first person that pops up is the person you're supposed to marry. Ooh. So I guess I'm supposed to marry AJ and Alex. Which is cute.
Yeah, lucky
nice.
you.
It's always it's the two of you together because you're the only people I share those with. Occasionally, Sarah. The Grammys were last night.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see Kanye's wife?
Yes.
Oh man,
I saw a lot of them.
Yeah, I was trying to find an uncensored picture, but that's beyond the point. That's beyond one see them nips, you know. But that's beyond the point. I actually, this may surprise you guys, but I won a Grammy. Last night.
Congratulations.
But that's just what I call it when Sarah's mom makes cookies. I forgot to start my New Year's
Revolution?
New Year's
I
Revolution.
can't think of names or pronounce words anymore, so I don't know what's happening to me.
It's dad brain.
Yeah, that's what Sarah said too, and I was like, huh. Yeah, I didn't in January. I didn't start my New Year's resolution, and today is February 3rd, so I guess I'm not starting until March.
Nice.
A nice even March.
Yeah, we got to start at the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want a 3 or 2. No, just a 1.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to wait. Keep eating that ice cream, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll stop there.
All right.
So
Good.
I think it was good work.
Hey, thanks.
Wes, you don't have to tell a joke, but if you'd like to.
I don't have a joke. I'll do an impression. Here's my impression of Alex Carter.
I sell ice cream.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding. Oh, no.
He's gonna sue the podcast.
Alex is going to report this stream. I wonder if he's watching at home right now.
Yeah.
He's just
I bet he
filled with rage.
Now,
After
yeah,
that.
of course.
is. Yes.
Oh boy.
He's feeling a little under the weather. So everybody put Alex in your thoughts.
Yeah,
Okay?
that does. Had a nightmare Saturday with the baby
Damn.
because I think she was also feeling under the weather. And I tell you what, you move once the screaming and writhing go past like 15 minutes, where it's like straight up bloody murder scream, and arching the back and stuff. You're like, oh, I love this baby, but tonight she's sleeping in the woods.
You're an outside baby now.
Yeah, go sleep with the cats. They'll keep you warm. Stay out there. Yeah, I felt bad. You do though. You get to a certain point where you're like, I love you, baby, but that's enough of this.
Yeah.
You like do something. Help us out here.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like a
can't.
you problem,
I know. Yeah.
baby.
So that Everly wanted to go to bed last night, and I was like, this is suspicious. And then this morning I go, how you feeling? She's like, you feel good enough to go to school? She's like, yeah. And then Sarah called me about 90 minutes later and was like, "Yeah, Everly's coming home from school. She has the flu and strep throat."
Oh my god.
God
God
damn.
Yeah, it's going
Strep
around.
throat's tough too. I got it last year for the first time since like middle school.
Yeah.
And they're because it set in right at the end of no sleep because I remember my voice went out
Oh yeah.
and I was talking like this.
Yeah.
It was like right after
Little
my set
golem.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like knife like pain in
Yeah.
your throat. So I feel bad for
Yeah.
her.
I knew. She's like, I was like, you ready for bed?
Yeah.
You want to lay down?
That's not good.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, something's up. Something is amiss.
If she's a teenage boy, you know what that
Yeah.
means.
yeah.
You're like, you're just a little
Yeah.
girl.
You've been. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I came home tonight, and the house was quiet, and I was like,
Oh.
yeah, something is wrong here. Yeah.
Something's
Yeah.
amiss.
How's
Yeah.
how's Everly liking being a big sister?
She loves it.
Just loving it.
Yeah, we were worried, but yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, going from being the only child to suddenly being there's another kid is
Yeah.
gotta be a
Yeah.
shock.
And wherever we go, the baby gets more attention, and we were like,
That'd be like if my wife just showed up with a younger dude and was like, "This is husband number 2." I'm like, "What?
yeah.
Why? No,
Yeah.
I'm the husband."
And everyone likes him more. You've been around a while. Everyone cares about this one. Yeah, like,
Everyone can't stop talking about how cute this one is.
Yeah.
Your chopped liver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be like introducing a new pet to like your
Yeah.
long-standing pet because sometimes you just don't know
Right.
Yeah.
because it's just not that they're pets, but
But I also went from just being around and going to like special events and stuff to like straight up being her dad. So that's
Yeah.
I think she likes that too. So
Nice.
yeah. So I think as annoying as little sister is, it's also like a change in a positive change in her mind to her whole family dynamic.
yeah, I'm sure all under one
So,
roof.
Yeah.
Does she ever get annoyed with the baby where she's like,
Yes.
"Shut up"?
Yes. And we're like, she doesn't know what you're talking about. Even though on Saturday night I was like, shut the fuck up, baby. Yeah.
And she's like,
Sarah's
"He
like,
doesn't
don't put your mouth. See, I got it wrong again.
God,
Don't put your
damn it.
mouth. Don't put your hand over her mouth. I was like, I wasn't.
You put your hand over Sarah's mouth.
Everybody just stop."
Yes.
Having your hand
No
over.
more talking or screaming.
You got one
Yeah.
hand on Everly, one hand on Sarah, the foot on the baby's mouth.
The dog
Yeah.
starts barking and he's just like looking at it. God,
But like you said, I mean, it must be pretty cool when they're not sick to come home and they're all like, "Talk."
Yeah.
I
Yeah. It's
guess
fun.
the baby's not saying that yet.
No, but she goes dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it pisses Sarah off. Mhm. Yeah, because I picked her up on Friday, and they're like, "Oh, your favorite person is here." Da 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 da. I was like,
nice.
That's
right. Yeah, I don't think she did know what she was saying, but now I think she does.
Oh, so
Like she figured it out that it meant something.
right.
It is
So-
fun. It's like obviously I don't have kids, but like being around my nieces and stuff, it's just like it is interesting just seeing them when they start picking up. You just see the human brains
Yeah.
working and they're picking shit up and
yeah.
they're like communicating.
Yeah,
Like-
it's something as a guy that was a non-kid guy for so long, and then you're like, oh, the difference between like a month and 6 months. It's like, oh my god, it went from
Yeah.
non-entity to person that doesn't
Yeah.
speak or stand up.
It's weird to think
But-
you started that way.
I
We
know.
all started that way. We
I
all were
know.
like little dumb babies at one point. It's like weird to think of.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
dude.
Forget about it.
And I brought it up on the podcast before, but the fact that we still exist as a species, and and I love them, but we're such pains in the asses as babies. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That people were like, I'm keeping this thing.
Yeah.
That's why when you see like a post. I watched that Nick Cage movie that's like some apocalyptic movie.
I watched that movie.
And he's got 2 babies and he takes one. It's
Arcadian.
like, why would you take on 2? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be cold, but if this is the apocalypse, I'm leaving 2 babies and gonna go survive my own.
Yeah.
I don't need a baby.
I'm eating the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not raising them to
I'm not gonna-
men.
yeah, no.
Yeah. That movie was not very good.
No, but the creatures, man,
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah.
The jaws and stuff, that was crazy.
And they formed into like balls.
Yeah, it was like a critter ball. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
weird.
And you don't see that coming at all.
No, they
I
don't
was
show-
like,
they don't show-
Is it going to be people? What's it going to be here?
Yeah.
Those kind of wacky aliens.
He seems to be making a lot of like, sort of consistently choosing these strange movies. Like that Truffle
really
Pig
does,
one
yep.
was like
That movie's
good,
great.
but it
I
was
think.
really unique
Yes.
story, sort
Mandy.
of. Yeah,
Yep,
like just
so strange.
That was another one.
yeah, he has like an eye for it now.
He says that now that he just kind of does what he wants rather than because for a while he had to do things to pay off all his debt.
Yeah.
And then he kind of came back into the especially with that meme of him and Pedro Pascal.
Oh,
He came back into the cultural consciousness.
Yeah, because he was sort of memed for a while,
Yeah.
which like can play for your favor maybe in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and maybe not, depending on like what you're
Yeah.
getting memed about. I feel like it was never outright negative memery of him, but it was
No.
definitely like ironic.
Well,
Yeah.
he's just such a weird guy. He just
Yeah.
acts weird. So.
Yeah, like a very eccentric guy anyway, and that can, I don't know, that can play a lot of different ways, and yeah, then just the weird shitty like. I mean, we tried to see it when we were in New
His
Orleans,
pyramid,
but it was like
yeah,
burial pyramid he
yeah.
had built in NOLA.
Yeah.
It was COVID time, so you couldn't get to it. But
And
that
I'm
was
pretty
like-
sure he owns a T-Rex skull.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He owned one of those haunted places down there in New Orleans too. It was like
Yeah.
a famous haunted house or building or something. Just kind of a strange.
It's so
cat.
funny to own all of those things, and then they're like, "Ooh, sorry, bro, you have to do weird Christian movies now because you owe a shitload of money."
Yeah.
Because you spent all of your money on a
Yeah,
T-Rex.
you should have been better with
skull.
it.
Yeah, he bought shit like what a 14-year-old boy would buy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
T-Rex skull, haunted house, sports cars.
Yes.
And then like prostitute
Yeah.
wife type thing, like supermodel prostitute. Yeah, strange cat. What was the name of that? Is it brand new? This movie?
Arcadian. It came out
Yeah.
last year.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like so many things come out. I mean, it's a.
What was Dream Sequence? Did
Yeah.
you guys see
That's
that?
the
saw
one
that.
I've been.
It was
seeing.
good.
I didn't watch it yet.
I
It's
liked
very. It's a like an allegory for going viral.
Hawk 2 is basically kind of like what
Yeah,
it was. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
was. Yeah. Yeah. Because he just starts appearing in people's dreams.
Oh.
and they
And-
kind of like gets. Obviously, you're gonna become famous because everybody like recognizes you and
Yeah.
stuff. And then it's just kind of like through and not to give anything away, but like it just kind of talks about like people want to like make money off of him,
Yeah.
and kind of sell him his character, and then it's
Yeah.
But
And he's
his-
like the biggest dud of a dude.
oh
you
yeah,
could
he's like
possibly be.
yeah. So
Yeah. It's pretty good though.
it's not bad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He
Very
did. He has a couple moments to be able to cage it up and be kind of.
Yeah.
But he's very subdued through
He
the whole
is.
thing.
But yeah, I thought Pig was really good. Mandy's bananas.
I really like Mandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that director's a wild director because I've caught like bits and pieces of a few other things he's done, and they all seem to be pretty wild.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Mandy was. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting, Cage renaissance.
It is.
Yeah, kind of like the Brendan Fraser, different style of renaissance. Brendan Fraser's more like beloved now,
Right.
almost.
Yeah.
Where everyone's kind of like rooting for him. Where I think it's more we've just come to love the insanity of Nick Cage.
For sure, dude. You know who I saw a guy I follow on TikTok was talking about Keanu Reeves. And he's like, think about the 90s. Like, think about Keanu Reeves in the 90s. People fucking hated him. All anybody talked about was how shitty of an actor he was.
Right.
I mean, fully. Like, people were
Yeah.
like, he sucks. Everything he was in.
I think there's even like stand-up comedy, famous
Oh,
stand-up
for
bits
sure,
that
dude.
have like that as a punchline of sorts.
And now the whole world loves his ass.
yeah,
Like, completely.
It's also one of those things. It's like it's the weird effect. I mean, I think people love him anyways, but then it's just like with how much people, it just bad news keeps coming out about celebrities and famous.
He's
people,
nothing but
and
good.
nothing is coming out about
Yeah.
him. There's a few people that I'm like, they're
And the stuff that
Yeah.
comes out is, like, all fantastic.
yeah.
yeah, where he's like he gave everyone on like the crew of Matrix.
Yeah,
3.
Harley
Yeah, like
Davidson.
Harley
Yep.
Davidsons, where I'm like,
Yep.
that's a pretty cool ball.
And then
He
you
still
see-
rides the subway.
Yeah, you see little.
Yeah.
There's like a video of him like giving up a seat to somebody
Yep.
in a subway and stuff to because
Yeah.
like
And when he gets his pictures taken with
the
fans,
hover hand.
yep,
Yeah.
doesn't touch them.
he was
but
doing
he'll
that
still-
before that was a
yeah,
thing too.
yep.
Like,
Yeah, which is just probably smart policy on
Right.
as any celebrity, but
his career
Yeah.
is crazy though too. If you think about like Speed,
Oh yeah,
The Matrix, how huge
Yep.
that was. Both those being in the '90s.
the Matrix was like the turning point of everybody's like, oh, we
Yeah.
we like him.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
kinda-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You you got to get him in the right spot
Yeah.
for the way he acts,
Yes.
because he doesn't have a lot of range, but he's got something about him, like a presence and a charismatic stuff about him that if you get him in the right role,
Yeah.
he'll sell the movie for you.
I
big
fucking
time.
like Constantine. I think that flew under a lot of people's radar.
I liked
I
Constantine.
love Constantine.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have, he's sort of subdued in an interesting way.
Yeah.
But I notice a lot of actors, this is why I knew I would be a terrible actor every time I've tried to do it, is that I instantly would try to,
Act.
like overthink it.
Yeah.
But every great actor, as far as I can tell, they'll do like prep work and method type shit sometimes, depending on the person. But they all seem to be like, you cannot try to act.
That is.
Yeah.
Here's
Or
my
you're going to look like an
a
asshole.
great argument for that. Who's somebody I'm like, I get it. He's a good actor, but I also don't get it. Because like, think about Robert De Niro acting.
Yeah,
You're like,
Yeah.
what's he? He doesn't really do anything.
No.
He just talks quietly and moves about.
yeah.
You're like,
Gotta-
okay. I mean, he does, and like
He's got
he
an
gets,
intense personality
yeah.
he can kind of bring.
and
or
he'll
something,
get
but-
shredded or fat as he
Yeah.
needs to be. And I think of like, what's the one with Nick Nolte? Cape
Cape
Fear.
Fear.
Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah.
he goes pretty intense in that. I mean,
Yeah.
he can be.
He actually
is
got
good.
his teeth like filed down
Yeah.
or some weird way by a dentist.
Yeah.
And then he had to pay like $50,000 to fix his
I
teeth or
know,
something.
fucking crazy.
You know
dude.
what annoying thing I read about him one time was with Goodfellas, the scene where he's going when you first see his character and he's handing out $100 bills and he's going and gambling. De Niro was like, the fake money, I can't go with it. So they had to like get like 3 people had to like go to their ATM and take out as much money as they could
Right.
and keep track of it and do it. Somebody was like, it's like. I saw a comment on like a thread that was like, "Hey, De Niro, why don't you try to act like the money does for work? For you? You know what I mean? Like,
No shit.
Yeah, almost like
Yeah.
too naturalist or something.
yeah,
It's also funny, like the most respected actor of all time, also the star of Bad Grandpa or whatever the fuck it is.
Meet the
You know what I
Parents.
mean? yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, he played Sebastian Maniscalco's dad.
oh yeah.
Like, way to go, man.
I almost wonder if
Bob
that's like
Watson,
the retirement tour though, where
Right,
at
just
a certain-
doing it.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's just almost the Sandler thing of you're making movies with people you like,
Yeah,
and you're gonna get a big check because you did Taxi Driver or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Because at this point he has kind of earned his stripes in that way.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, but it is.
But it is. Whenever I think about De Niro acting, I'm like, I don't think he does. You know what I mean? He just kind of talks.
But that's so
Yeah.
many. I
But
feel
yeah,
like
that's
Leo's
what's hard
maybe
to
the
do, I guess.
Leo's like one of the few, like,
where he's constantly freaking out.
yeah, where he's almost like really like he's what I think acting is,
Right.
but he's one of the very few people that can like pull it off.
I always think
being
of
big like
Al
that.
Pacino
Yes.
Yeah.
going fucking ape shit and everything that he's in.
When he started yelling a
She's
lot.
got a great ass. Like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, yeah,
Let's dial it back a notch.
yeah. Amazing. He did. I seen things about in what the Heat. One of his things, he's like, oh yeah, he's addicted to coke. This
Right.
cop is. And then they didn't put anything about that in the movie, so he just seems fucking insane. Awesome.
Just seems a little too keyed up.
yeah.
That's strange that they wouldn't
Yeah.
include that
Yep.
portion of it.
Why would I mean? You got Al Pacino acting like a fucking maniac. Don't put any cocaine in there.
Just give him a
Let
trench
him
coat and
go.
let him work.
yeah,
Let
yeah,
him work. Let him cook.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the thing, because whatever, as time goes on, and now with podcasts and what have you, interviews, YouTube, you can learn so much about all these processes. Where even like early in my lifetime, I felt like it was, unless you got a special features version of a movie for like Lord of the Rings or something, I didn't know how these things actually like worked, like how,
Right.
and it must be so nice as an actor to like have directors and people on the team that you can trust in the edit
Right.
to not put in the edit where you do go, she's gay. I mean,
Yeah.
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 or because I'm sure there was a lot of those. There was probably some
Yeah,
very
yeah.
cringy, like
Yeah.
funny one, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. It also made like, are there great actors or just great editors?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Editing
So-
helps a lot.
yeah. I mean, when we used to make those commercials for the previous iteration of this
Yes.
podcast, I'd be like, I don't know how AJ's going to do it with this, but you always did.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, because so much of it is like that theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Once I remember I started listening to movie score, like soundtrack, like like Hans Zimmer or this or that when I would be working on college homework type shit. Just because it doesn't have lyrics, so it doesn't
Right.
distract you too much. But I would start listening to those, and then I'd be like, "Oh wow!" Like I can recall the movie essentially from these soundtracks at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it made me realize just how much that is like the flare gun for like various emotions and parts.
For
of the
sure.
movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you
know?
switch up the sounds in movies,
Yeah.
it's pretty. Like I was watching something yesterday. It was man, I can't recall nothing, so I don't even know why I brought it up. But it was Alien. It was Alien as a comedy. So they redid the trailer,
Oh, yeah.
and then you just changed the music.
Like Seinfeld
into-
bass. in
yeah,
it or
yep.
whatever.
I was like, oh, it seems like it would actually work.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now like the slimy gooey
Yeah.
thing probably seems funny or
Yep.
something.
Of music wise of doing something like that, I always loved Britney Spears, "Hit Me Baby One More Time," when like somebody
yeah.
sings it all somber and
Yeah.
slow and shit, and you're like, damn, this song is like kind
Yeah.
of hardcore.
Yeah.
It's sung in a different way, you know.
Pure
Yeah.
domestic violence.
yeah.
When you sing it in a baritone, it sounds pretty weird. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but I was someone that, piece by piece, I started to like learn slowly myself, like how it actually all came together, and then it totally changes how you. I'm like, oh, this shot, like when I watch like No Country for Old Men or something, certain shots they choose, these big, like huge landscape shots. I'm like, it makes you feel how not empty, but just you could just get lost out there,
Right.
just
Mhm.
die. You like,
Yeah.
all these weird like visual cues enforcing the name. Because I'm trying to remember if they even dropped the name in the movie, but like
In which movie?
in No Country for Old
Oh
Men.
yeah,
I think
no,
the-
they don't at all.
I thought
No.
at the end, I thought there was like a part where Tommy Lee Jones does.
He's
say
No,
talking at
even-
the table, but I
yeah.
don't think he.
Okay.
I think the closest maybe I can think of is when it's sort of in that opening and Tommy Lee's talking and he's like, I don't know what old cowpoke like me's supposed to do out here. That's not what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But, it's like that
Yeah,
little
yeah.
where he's basically
Yeah.
talking about how the times have changed and, and these criminals and lawmaking ain't like what it used to be. That feels like the
But then that
closest.
old dude basically it's just like, yeah, it is. It's always fucked up.
Yeah.
The guy with all the cats and the gross
I-
coffee.
That's one of the scenes that I've come to like more and more as time, because I remember feeling like not that it was pointless, but it felt like one you could leave on the cutting room
I think
floor.
the more you watch it, that becomes one of the most important scenes in the movie.
Yes,
Yeah, especially considering
in
the
that
title.
hard
Hard
old Caliche.
Yeah.
I had to look
Yeah.
up what that was. I was like, oh,
I
it's some
typically
kinda
make
clay.
a fresh pot every week of coffee.
Every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a movie like that, Kids by Harmony Korine, No Country. There's been various movies where you just suddenly realize
Kong Skull Island.
Kong Skull Island. We're like, oh, you can break out of like the format of what a traditional movie could
Oh, yeah.
be. Because No Country, speaking almost of the going back to the soundtrack thing, it has no soundtrack,
Mhm.
and it was something that I didn't notice until I think I actually called Dave one time, and I was like, you know why no. Whatever, he probably thinks it's like a business call, but I would just call him and be like, you know why No Country for Old Men's the best movie of all time? Like, not even a hello. You know?
Right into it.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
I have something I need to say. And I'd be like, because there's no soundtrack. Like, there's no music ever telling you how to feel. And it's
Yeah.
like the perfect, almost, I don't know if it's allegory would be the right word, but it's sort of, it's symbolic of that whole movie of like, it never tells you how to feel about any of it.
Yeah.
It's never
Yep.
passing judgment on it. Because at certain points, Llewellyn, Brolin, at times he seems like a good guy because he's like bringing the water to the
Yep.
guy that got shot after like,
He's better than them,
yes.
but then you're still like, oh, you're still like a.
But he's still
sketchy-
jeopardizing his
Yeah.
wife and his whole
Yeah.
life for the money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where it's clear that his wife, doesn't feel like she would love him regardless, and you can tell just from like all their interactions.
For
and
sure.
stuff, Yeah,
Yep.
it's really or like the Woody Harrelson character where it's like he's kind of a shitty scumbag hitman sort of guy.
Do you know that
too.
his Woody Harrelson's dad was an assassin in Texas?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then he plays a guy hunting an assassin in Texas. I don't know. It's kind of wacky.
It is wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was his dad the guy that shot MLK? I feel like I heard
No,
something
he
like
was
that.
like maybe that there was like rumors that he might have been involved with JFK. I think.
The grassy knoll
Yeah.
type of shit.
But yeah,
Interesting.
I used to get calls like that from Wes out of nowhere, and Wes would go, "Hey, bud, can I bum a cigarette?" I'm like, "Where are you?" I'm on your front porch.
I know. I remember that.
Is that true?
No. But I remember one time he switched to menthols, and I was like, "Why do we switch to menthols?" He did not like the joke at the time. He's laughing a lot harder now. He just kind of gave a chuckle, and
Yeah.
I might stab you if you say something like that again. Don't push
That was
it.
those the Camel Crushes.
Oh, I loved them. That's what got me to the Marlboro NXTs, which is what I
Yeah.
retired on.
Yeah, I see.
I did relapse on the
broke.
vape.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's been
Did your
stressful.
flavor?
Yep.
What flavor did you got there?
Sour watermelon blue raz.
Yikes!
Yeah.
A 25. You're rocking hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where,
Oh, can I get a little puff?
sure, I remember people talking about Philip Seymour Hoffman after he died,
Yeah.
and they were like, you know why so many people die when they relapse? It's because for whatever reason, when you come back, you tend to come back.
Go even harder.
You go even harder. You have like more vigor for it. Even
Well, I think it's you think you can do what you did when you left.
you can hang.
Yeah.
And you can't hang anymore. It'd be
Yeah.
like I think about that with drinking. I think about like with how hard I was drinking near the end of it. If I went out and got that alcohol and drank like that tonight, I would like throw up probably
Yeah.
before. I
Oh,
even do
buddy,
it, you
I'm
know?
not gonna throw Sarah all the way under the bus here. But our first date during COVID, when I was a full blown drunky poo over here, and she was drinking, going basically drink for drink with me, and I was like, Sarah, I don't think that you want to be drinking as fast as I'm drinking. And then let's see, she lasted about 42 minutes. Every ounce of liquid that she ingested had come out of her, but it smelled great.
I do remember that.
Smelled great,
Still
like fresh
fresh.
strawberries.
Yes. You're like, her puke smelled good.
Maybe we should. I guess this is live. Sorry, Sarah,
Yeah.
but
It was another time.
it was another time, and she thought she could hang because she used to hang,
Right.
but she could not hang.
Couldn't hang with Toll like
No.
that.
No, and
You
that's I
could.
mean like a couple times when I relapsed. One of those times I threw up at a pumpkin patch. So
Yeah.
those things happen.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like that's probably what happened to Philip Seymour Hoffman. I think was that he tried to like bang.
Well, they also
A
said that
regular
he had
amount.
there were like envelopes full of heroin all over his apartment, like packets, just
Damn.
like everywhere. And he died with a
Interesting.
needle in his arm.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
hearing that. Kind of like Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
I think that's how they found
Yeah.
him too. Just like on the floor, sort
Yeah.
of. Yeah, crazy.
But sometimes you can go back. I don't.
But
fucking
that was
know.
all to say with the vape thing, where the moment
Right.
where it's like you get a little taste of the
So good
podcast.
when it touches your lips.
So good. You're like, nah. And I was able to just like move on, forget about it. And then the last one that I had bought on the 1 year anniversary of having not bought any vapes for a whole year, no nicotine products, I then bought a vape, then got rid of it, secret agent style.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. And I'm trying to not do it, but also accept that this is like part of the process almost.
Yeah.
That-
Relapsing.
Yeah, kind of
Mhm.
accepting that like these things are going to come and that ultimately I think it's, a symptom of a larger chaos that's going on like in my head right now because the world January just felt like a wild month for everybody.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
want to drink like a motherfucker. my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And then post Christmas time, post no sleep, it's always a little weird because
Mhm.
it's like, okay, it's still dark and cold. We've actually been kind of nice with like the coldness. It's been pretty nice. But yeah, that's when every little like spider and creepy crawly comes out of the
Yep.
out through the floorboards for me.
I think you've done a good job of balancing it, though, of like with what you posted
I'm
about
glad you think so.
going to the gym and stuff like that. You've done a lot of positives for your life.
I'm
so-
vaping on the treadmill now.
Yeah, might as well. Dude, that makes me. I remember back when I was into running for a little bit, and I used to meet up with some friends. We'd go running through like a trail, and one time we're doing it. We're running uphill, and as I'm just running uphill, I just see some dude on rollerblades going down with just headphones, like the big radio headphone things. Listen to that with a cigar in his mouth,
Hell
just like
yeah.
no effort, nothing, just coasting down, just going down. It was like
Yeah.
the coolest thing in the
Yeah.
world. I was
Yeah.
like, God, that guy
That guy
knows
fucks.
what he's doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, just a lot of people, including myself for sure, there is just that like self-sabotage, self-destruction quality of it. And nicotine is just, it is really, really good.
Yeah. And it's one of, I mean,
it's hard to kick,
it's
man.
the hardest heroin, buddy.
Yeah.
But
I'm amazed
Won't
that I
kill
was
you
able
as
to kind of
fast.
do it without as long as I did. Because then it's really like a routine thing. Because like
Yeah.
that was when, almost back to the Philip Seymour Hoffman thing of, it literally took all of an hour before I was tooting it like I had never left.
Yeah.
Where I'm waking up and,
I mean, that's when I
Cup of
was
Joe.
going on and off, taking breaks from drinking, and then be like, I can drink again. Remember that? And then it's like, oh, you drink a little bit more, and then a little, and then before you know it, it's every day, and it's more than it was before.
yes.
Like, damn.
That's what keeps me from kind of not going back to drinking is because like the last time I did a couple of months no drinking, I was like, I'll go back to it. I'll just have a few beers, and then it didn't take long for me to buying pints of vodka
Yeah.
and stuff, So it's like I just don't do
Yeah.
it because I'm like, just if I don't go back to it at all, I'm good with it. Doing a lot better, a lot
But
healthier
it also
now. So.
it's there's also like the I don't know, man. I feel like I'm got to be addicted to something, no matter. And
I feel like that too.
currently, it's food,
Yes.
and I'm just like, well, I already ate this much today, so I might as well eat as much as I fucking want. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
had 2 donuts this morning. Might as well have Burger King for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. I tend to like landslide it that way as
Yeah.
well with that, where it's like, well, yeah, like I did this, so now I get to do all that,
Yeah,
versus like containing it and just being like, okay, I did that. That
now
was,
don't do that.
that was a
again.
boo-boo. That was a
Yeah,
boo-boo on
yeah.
my part. And then you move on,
Yeah.
But
Instead of
it's
well,
a
I fucked up,
mentality.
so now I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah. I not to bring up therapy again, but it does. I mean, that's one of the things that comes up all the time for me now that I'm in there just talking shop about my brain to somebody, a professional, a couple times a month, is like how much routine, not in the like you have a chore wheel for yourself and you don't have to plot all your day, but simply just whether you think it or not, people do like their routine, even if it's almost like an anti-routine of all bad shit. It's
Right.
like you like to wake up, burn down a cig, do
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's so hard once you are in that like little rut. You just keep on plowing through it that way,
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
versus like the healthier or like wiser thing.
Yeah.
Because you can be totally smart or smart enough to be completely self-aware of it and still choose to do nothing, which is like you think it would not compute almost like error on the calculator there, but
Yet it seems to always compute.
it always checks out in my
yeah.
on my little.
Yeah.
We were talking about dreams in the Nick Cage movie. I had my first nightmare for the first time in a little while.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and one that basically affected like the first half of my day, where I was like traumatized, sort of by
Like
it.
not a stress thing or anything. Like what was it? Like
I'm sure it was a manifestation of stress and other things in my life, but basically the whole concept of the dream was that I was at a film festival, and there was a film being aired at the festival that was all about how I sucked.
Damn.
With like testimonials, like interviews, like a full like HBO
yeah.
level documentary.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it, it didn't even win the festival.
Nobody bought it
No, didn't win any awards. And I was like, so you're telling me I was publicly shamed
for nothing.
in the audience? Somehow didn't know this was on the bill.
Oh man.
and it didn't even win anything. So I'm insignificant and suck.
Man.
Yeah, it was a really funny concept though, where I was like, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That's a funny
Yeah,
concept.
I haven't had a dream like that heavy. I have like the awkward dreams of like sometimes I'll be like at work and I'll like decide to pop my shirt off for whatever reason, and then like I'll like go about my day and walk away from my desk and I'll be like, why did I take my shirt off? And I'll just be like,
Yeah.
now I'm shirtless in the office
Yeah.
and I don't know why. And it just feels weird. And then I'm like, I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah.
That's like the grown up, like waking up in a dream, underwear in front of your whole class
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah,
That's the grown man version.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are my dockers?
Yeah, dude. I used to have, you know this, but I used to have like nightmare problems. Like I had nothing but nightmares for a while. And then, especially when I stopped drinking, it's like every time I fucking go to sleep, it's like nightmare time. Get ready, buddy. Like, fuck. I found out recently, my mom was talking, she's like, oh, I wonder if Meryl will have your nightmare problems. And I was like, huh? I was like, nightmare problems? She's like, and even when I was a fucking infant, I'd be like crying in my sleep, like having
Wow.
nightmares.
Wow.
And my mom would feel bad. She'd be like, what does he even have to feel bad about? Like, his life is good. Like, why is he? Like, I don't know. But yeah, even when I was a baby, I was having nightmares.
Wow.
See, I don't think I've had that. I don't really dream a lot now just because I do weed so much that like
Yeah.
it just kills it. But if I do take a tolerance break, I usually do have very vivid dreams. They're
Yeah.
pretty crazy. My dreams I feel like are just always kind of boring or just kind of like it's about me just going about my day. Like it's never like
Yeah.
I don't really have like maybe something like kind of it'll be like, oh, there's a Burger King here now instead or something. You know, like
Yeah.
but there's never anything,
getting
like,
real crazy.
You talk about yours, you're like, oh, I'm a giant balloon and a wasp is
Dude,
coming
I have
after me
one
or
where I was
something.
in a jar. I was miniaturized or tiny. I was in a jar inside of a pond, tied to a string, floating in this jar. And then there's like nails going through my feet and hands, and then I can pull the nails out, and then I just keep finding more and more nails
Oh
in
my
myself.
God.
Wow. Yeah, that's like some
And
of
I'm like,
those artists.
Yeah, how do I even think of this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
playing in my brain like it's happening to me.
Like Tim Burton almost.
Yeah.
Nightmare Factory.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like you and someone from Hellraisers just dreamed got swapped. or something, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, why am I just having a good time on Christmas?
Yeah. Hey, what the hell,
my
dude?
nightmares aren't anything like I
Yeah.
hoped.
Yeah, I hope in my
Yeah.
lifetime they can come up with some sort of clear cut answer as to like what it all is dream wise. You know, like
Yeah.
why it because I hear that some parts of it they at least think are processing like subconscious
Mhm.
things in your life, and that's why it's all kind of nonsensical at times and like a weird sort of AI generated thing of your life. Yeah, like there's a random Burger King like there for
Yeah.
Right.
like the words don't make sense. Like
Yeah.
if you ever have AI try to like write out something
Oh,
or whatever,
yeah,
it
they
looks
can't.
nuts. Not write out as in like Chat GPT, but like graphically. It'll like
Yeah.
it'll be a made up like
Right.
language or
There'd be,
something.
and it's also like you see things in your dream that are so like I don't know this. Or, like I
Yeah.
don't know like
Right.
I'll go. I used to have a recurring dream where I'd go like under what I assume was Des Moines, and then I'd be in like a subterranean Tokyo essentially, with like all these Japanese signs and stuff. But like my brain is showing me these things, and you're like, I wonder if somebody from Tokyo saw my dream, if these signs would mean anything to them, or if it'd be just gibberish,
Yeah.
just like symbols of gibberish. I'm like in my
Yeah.
dream, it all
I remember
it looks real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when are they going to get like the DVR for dreams?
I just saw a thing where they've infiltrated dreams.
Shit.
Yeah. So that'll be great when corporations get a hold of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to be getting fucking
I can see nothing but Pepsi commercials
Yeah,
all
yeah,
night
yeah,
long.
yeah. I'm going to get BetterHelp ads
Yeah.
in my fucking dreams.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Elon is chomping at the bit for that one.
Well, yeah, I know like that neural net and some of these
Mhm.
other little implants and stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna opt out of the implant game. I think that's
Yeah,
where I
I
draw
don't-
the
I
line.
think I'll
doing
skip
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll just die the old-fashioned way. Which, from what I hear, it sounds like we'll be some of the last generations likely to die totally naturally, give or
Right.
take.
Yeah.
Where I love that thought of people in the future being like, My great grandpa was a dumbass. He died. You know?
Right. Well, I mean, I've said this multiple times before, but a study, they said a 5-year-old now has will likely, many of them will be able to live to be 150 years old.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what's going to I mean.
But is that a good thing? Because does that just mean you're going to end up fucking working until you're 130
That's what-
years
yeah.
old? You know what I
Fuck
mean? Like,
that.
that ain't
Kill me
better.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is already too long. If
Yeah. I don't know. It is a great. I mean, pretty soon we're not going to have any jobs anyway. There's Deep Seek from China. They're like, in America they're spending billions of dollars on AI, billions, and they're saying this Chinese one they're worried is better than Chat GPT costs them what they think is $5.5 million to make, which is literally a fraction of what it's cost anyone else to do.
Damn.
So I just heard that on NPR before I got here.
I had a weird thought with AI the other day. I don't know exactly how AI does, but you know how like the images. I get you must feed so much into the images to create it. And I was thinking about what if we ended up in a future that'd be cool if they were able to develop something that like if they could take all of your internet history of everything you've searched, everything you've done, all that stuff. And then made AI be like, make an image that you think this person looks like, what the internet version of you would look like. You know what I mean? Like they probably wouldn't nail it looking like you, but if they just went off of just like the trends or something like.
Mine would look like that big guy from the Harkonnen guy from Dune. Like the big fat guy that kind of like levitates up off the table.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the Skarsgård guys.
I'd be that big, bald, fat black guy with a giant dick. Yeah. You know?
And Wes would be the Hawk-Tua girl.
Oh, yeah. Be a pretty lady. Like, oh, no, guys. This was a terrible idea.
That's interesting thought.
That would
though,
be, what does the internet think of you?
Yeah, I would love to know. Because I've messed around with a few of those like little analyzer type apps where it's like, you sort of selfie look into it and it'll tell you if you have like perfect golden ratio, like facial features and stuff. It never comes back great for me. So I fear that it would not do me any service artistically if I was to.
But you're saying based on only what we've searched.
I would say searches because you couldn't do images because obviously the internet would be like, well, here's images of you. But like if it was like strictly off of your Google searches for like your whole life, because it's weird. It's weird. I always think it's weird that like we have an internet. There is a tech version of you, digital version of like Wes that's out there. It's all my searches. It's everything that I've put into the internet as me through me.
The case file of Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big like.
Bruce Almighty when he opens up the one. It's a huge.
Yes.
I remember
that does kind of exist. The digital footprint.
For sure, dude. And I remember early Facebook. I knew a kid that died of an overdose, and then his Facebook page just kept going on, and it was like years later, and it was still there, and people were still writing stuff on it. And I'm like, that's weird,
dude.
Yeah.
He
dead.
A guy I used to work with died. I knew him at Dolls. I didn't know him well, but I was Facebook friends with him, and he died. And like years later, I was like, I'm gonna go look at his page, and I was unfriended. I was like, who the hell made this call for him? I was like, George wouldn't approve of this guy. It's just unfriended me or something.
In death.
How did that happen?
You should have stopped writing "I'm glad you're dead" on his wall, Wes.
That's true. Yeah. In hindsight, Mr. 2020.
Yeah, who's the manager now?
I had a few people during sort of the school years die as well, and I remember one of the pages. This was probably like 2016, so Facebook had been around for a while, and thus this page had been around for a while. And I remember it eventually became people were like, AJ's gutter cleaning services, like advertising their businesses on like a dead guy's Facebook page.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, that's
very strange.
Maybe time to retire the posting.
It is funny. We will all have this fucking huge digital footprint when we broke.
Us especially.
And somebody will go on my Instagram For You page and be like, what a fucking loser this guy was. The end.
It's all it's all miniature horses.
It's all miniature horses.
Yeah, you have to wonder, like, because I don't know exactly how it works, but the NSA or FBI, if they were to like just look up old AJ and be like, well, let's see what this guy's up to,
Yeah.
just for fun, just like pulling my name out of a hat. I wonder what they would think.
But in reality, how much? I mean,
Yeah, they're no better.
nobody's good.
No.
Yeah, I'm really not that. Like, I think I would feel.
so nobody's that bad. Is what. There's probably
Yeah.
people that are that bad.
There's definitely people that are bad.
Yeah.
That's like the thing I always see about my house when I'm always worried about my house that's messy. I'm like, there's people that's like houses are way messy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is like the.
That's what. Go ahead.
I was
sorry,
saying the TV show.
Hoarders.
Oh yeah.
Hoarders or like any of the ones where it's someone addicted to like having
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the name of
what
the show?
hell was it called?
What is
Not Rehab.
Fuck.
Nope.
That's one of them.
Well, yeah, that is. But the one
It's one word.
insurrection. That's not it.
Prohibition.
Intervention.
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 Intervention. God
Intervention.
damn.
I tell you, I can't fucking think of words.
It's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Insurrection. They made that one a few years ago.
That'll be
Those,
weird because we'll be alive when those movies start coming out. I
And
bet
now
we'll
that,
shit
yeah,
like
they
that.
just took that one all back.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Good. Way to go.
And now they're trying to fire all the FBI agents that investigated those insurrectionists. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One guy got shot at in a traffic stop.
Damn.
One guy got caught like soliciting a minor, I think, or something like that. Like
FBI agents?
No,
dudes that
these
were
are the
part of
the
January
January
6th.
6th.
He got pardoned.
But the FBI agents that investigated the January 6th people,
Got fired.
Trump wants to fire all of them
It's like
after he released all of
the one plus side of Trump
Instruction.
is he just does such wild shit that it just makes us start thinking about what should a president be allowed to do, or what do we need to change about this shit?
Well, I feel like they had 4 years to kind of figure that shit out,
Yeah,
and they didn't do a
they didn't do
goddamn
anything.
thing.
Yes.
Now we're back at
And
it.
they were like,
again.
he won't win. He's an idiot. Like, he might, and he
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
So here we go.
Idiots win a lot. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact.
Yes.
I'm kind of banking on
Yeah.
that myself.
Yeah. They put him on podcasts. It's cool.
Yeah. I'm kind of that's my whole business plan. If
Yeah,
I'm honest with you.
When AJ asked me if
Thank
he's like,
God.
you want to be on the podcast, I was like, oh, you want to get real dumb.
Yeah. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Mm,
Speaking of dumb,
but we're not. talking
so like the little credit card processing kiosk thing that they have at like the checkouts.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, where they're like, it's your little area that you get to do your card.
Yep.
I like the ones that are like the uncircumcised ones. Have you noticed the ones that have like the lips that kind of come up and over?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a little hood that like.
Yeah.
I was sitting there putting my hand in, and I was like, this looks like a little, it's like a sheath.
A gaping beehole.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
something where it's got like lips, like labia that kind of come up over your
Yeah.
hand so they can't see your numbers.
Nobody
Yeah.
sees what I'm doing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I might press an extra few buttons just for fun.
Yeah. This was like that Dune popcorn bucket where it's like made with the best of intentions, but like a
Right.
stupid person such as myself is going to see
Yeah.
this and be like,
Yeah.
nice.
Stop licking the pin pad, sir.
Yeah.
I'm just putting my number in.
Yes, sir.
I remember Wes, because you're the resident dolls
I
boy.
love dolls talk.
Remember when that it was like a limited time when they had the video screens? Yeah, it might have been before your time. They like where you got rewards, and this was long before anyone else ever did this. And I remember being in. Yeah, you definitely weren't there because I was like a kid.
Okay, yeah, no, I wasn't.
Yeah,
If you were, that's
Yeah.
impressive back
and
then.
it was like, ooh, and you get your points or whatever, and it would show a video, and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
That's
It made me
crazy.
like I wanted to go.
I'd
want to
see
store.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah,
That sounds right up there with. I remember when they started putting the video game systems in Walmart so you could play.
yeah.
And you'd have to be like wrenching. Your head would be way
Yep.
up here, sitting there for like 45 minutes, just praying your mom would take her sweet time.
Oh,
in the-
when they
in
had
the
Altered
store.
Beast at Best Buy, dude, I was sold on Genesis from that point forward.
Rise from your
Yep.
grave.
That was the ultimate in video game technology at the
You
time.
had a Sega growing up?
I did eventually. Yep.
Did you have Sega Channel? Did you ever hear about Sega Channel?
I remember the Sega Channel.
I had a friend
did
that
not
had
have
that.
it.
Sega Channel.
Yeah, it was like when it was cable. It was like before the internet stuff, and it was like you had a
Yeah.
internet channel you could go to, and then you could just when you get there, hook up your Sega to it, and
Wasn't it
pick
like
out your games.
notorious for not working?
I remember only playing a couple of games. They
Yeah.
were lame games. It was like some surfer game thing, and then like there was Paperboy. I did play Paperboy on that. That was
Oh,
fun
nice.
on that. But yeah, they were all because they're limited on what they can
Yeah.
do with that. So
The computing power.
Powder.
Computing powder. Do some computations.
let's play with a calculator.
Yeah. Well, Dolls was super. I mean, we talked about Dolls a little bit about that, but they were kind of ahead of the-
Innovative.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was that because I remember he had a crazy
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Was Wolverine? Do you think like the true brains? Like, was there a Steve Jobs guy involved in Dolls that was like, we got to push the envelope?
I
on
think
this
it was
one, boys?
WT. I think he really was
Wolverine
the-
himself.
Yeah, I think he was just the idea guy. It was just he had a vision of what he wanted from his because he basically just thought of the idea of doing a one-stop shop kind of thing, exactly what Walmart and them
Yeah.
are, where you just get whatever you want at one store. He just thought about
Yeah.
let's just have a bakery in our grocery store so you can get your loaf of bread,
Rotisserie chicken.
yeah, and then he brought in pharmacies, and that was huge. And
It
obviously,
is crazy that that's fucking crazy to think about.
yeah,
Because that's like the truth. I mean, historically, right? Is that Dolls based?
yeah. I mean, it's as far as I know, when
Like-
you find it online, but I mean, I don't know how much they really record.
Yeah, at least for the
everything.
U.S. or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Right. I mean, the one on Ingersoll had like the underground track for the carts.
The drive-through,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wonder what's down there now.
That is a good question.
They did a big remodel of the store and tore a bunch of stuff down, so I wouldn't be
Oh.
surprised if that gets blocked off
Yeah,
and they
probably.
did something with it. But because I remember that was that store. This just shows how much Dolls was big to the neighborhood and stuff was. There was the Ingersoll building that they tore the entire building down and just built a brand new building. They bought like the lot behind it and just built a brand new grocery store. And when they tore down the old place, people from the neighborhood like came through and were like literally just taking like chunks of brick home to be like, I just want a piece of the Ingersoll store. Like they just loved it. Was their grocery store that they went to as a kid. They grew up with it and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's like, and it's such a weird thing too because of retail is dying so much of just you just do not. And I get like people don't have a problem with it, and I'm not trying to be like when I go out, I don't expect you to smile, be overly happy, and to be talkative and stuff. But like, I went to a restaurant and I went to pick up food, and I walked up, the guy's just staring at me, and I was like, "I'm here to pick up an order, Wes," and he just like looked over, grabbed it, went and set it on the table, and then just like walked away. And it was like, we're not gonna do anything,
Oh.
like we can't you can't say
Where's the
hi.
service in this
A
country?
little bit, man. It's
Dude.
dying. It's
Today,
going away.
Sarah got Jimmy John's for Everly. That's what she wanted. She's sick, And she went, I'll bust them out. This place fucking sucks. The Merle Hay Jimmy John's. I've been in there before. They're like, sorry, we can't help you. I'm like, but you're open. And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh, so you're just telling me to leave? All right. Anyway, I guess I'll go somewhere else. They're like, I was like, all right, you guys fucking suck. Today, Sarah went there and got Everly a sandwich. And she said the guy came up to the counter and he goes, excuse me. And then he turned around, facing away from her, and just fucking belched. It was like, "Whoa." And then turned around and he was like, how can I help you? And she was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like, oh. Yeah, like blown away that
Yeah.
he just did that. I was
But
like,
people
that is
people
fucking
shop
crazy.
online now. People just do the drop off delivery stuff.
Yeah.
Retail, like the idea of customer service is going away.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's like as
Yeah.
we get older, it's just gonna get worse and worse. And I don't
Especially in a, I mean,
Or-
but in a weird divided world where like people are just, you don't know what side people are on, and everybody feels like being an asshole to everybody else.
yeah,
It's kind of the way to be, and it's fucking crazy.
It is. Yeah, it's hard to not see it like some weird societal regression, though. But I
That's
think,
what they want.
yeah,
That's what they want.
it is what they want.
But I also this fucking not Sarah buys like everything online because it's just easier. I'm like, yeah, if I get it. It is convenient, and it comes that fucking day. Sometimes they're dropping shit off at
Yeah.
3 a.m. Like,
And
that's
cheaper
fucking
sometimes, too.
insane. But the amount of goddamn garbage and recycling, I'm like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Everything comes in a box, a
Yeah.
huge goddamn box.
Did you see the giant pile of boxes when we walked in?
yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
That person gets a lot of packages.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not sure because the boxes do leave eventually. But so somebody's getting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to wonder. Oh, I'm trying to think the best way to put this. Where there was, I feel like I got a taste of the times that I don't think are with us anymore. Of you didn't get to be exactly what you wanted to be and how you wanted to be it all the time because life wouldn't allow you to do so. Like if you wanted to be a complete hermit in life,
You couldn't.
you couldn't
Right.
in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you had somebody helping you.
Yeah, or if
to
you just
do that.
truly went Ted Kaczynski style
Right.
or whatever. Otherwise, it was sort of
You would have to go do
you have to
or
go outside.
buy something
Yeah,
eventually.
You have to
Yeah.
go to the store. You have to do this thing.
Yeah.
You'd have to working from home, unless you literally like ran a bakery out of your house or something, I'm assuming would be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Maybe a CEO could do it or
Yeah.
something, but it's not even to say that these shouldn't be happening because I guess some of it is just I'm not running these businesses,
Yeah.
so maybe working from home is just more cost effective than renting, corporate space downtown Des Moines. I don't know, but yeah, you have to wonder what like the larger, I don't know, product of it all will be because I think you're totally right
Dude.
that it's going to become, and it already has. I think people anymore now it's like a niche experience to experience even decent to high level customer service to where it's like almost how people treat vacations and stuff where it's like only a few times a month I can go and be treated like a human
Yeah.
being by another
Yeah.
human being.
yeah.
Well,
A huge problem now is loneliness, and it's
Yeah.
also self-inflicted by a lot of people. And I
Yeah.
find myself now I have a family now, but I still like sitting at home on a night where I'm like, oh, I could finally go to the open mic tonight. I'm like, or I could just fucking sit here and not do a goddamn thing.
yeah.
How's that sound? And it's so people are like, it's like affecting people mentally, even though they're choosing it, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like now we all have this option, and that's what we go. And where like even 30 years ago, you would go do stuff, and there was more things to do.
Yes,
Also,
because there's a
with
market
other
for it.
people, yeah,
I mean, I felt, and I won't credit this entirely for the turnout of like the show at Valair because it didn't like reach the dreams and hopes I had for attendance or whatever, right? But I'm amongst the matrix of things that I was going through my head of how it wound up that way. Let's say one of them was really just like it is so top heavy what people are willing to leave the house for,
Yeah.
where it's like it's got to be either cheap and like super easily accessible that you think a lot of people are going to be at, a la like a free thing, basically like a festival, like World Food Festival or
Right.
something like that, or it's going to be Hinterland where you can see 18 artists that you would never see in one place. It has to be something that level.
for sure. I also but you brought up Hinterland. I just want to mention this before I forget it. On NPR, they're giving away two weekend passes with 2 parking passes, and they said the value of that is $600 fucking dollars.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Like that's just seems outrageous.
and that's what I'm talking about with like the top heavy part of it.
Yeah.
Where it's not just that like it's the highest like sort of attendance people are only selling tickets, but that almost that people are hoarding for those moments more than
Right.
it was being, like you said, sort of spread out between like, oh, went to a show this night for an hour, went to this thing, grabbed a drink with these friends. Like even pre-pandemic, it felt more that way where
For sure.
we talk about reminiscing of those pre-pandemic comedy times where now it's like unthinkable that you would have 4 to 5 days of like programming across various venues in Des Moines by different people that everyone was like sort of attending and
Right.
like shucking and jiving
Yep.
at. Now it's like everyone only does their own shit and it's like
Mhm.
just their friends come. You know what I mean? Where
We've talked about this 100 times, but pre-pandemic, I was doing shit literally out of my house 6 nights a week.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, like, genuine. Some of those times might have just been going to get drunk, but
Right.
it wasn't at my house.
Not until
Kinda
later.
nuts. Yeah, not till I got home
Yeah.
to get more drunk. Yeah.
No, it's really, really.
You can't get me. I don't want to do anything. I know I have an infant, so I have a great excuse now. But, like, yeah, I used to see lots of movies, and now I think the last movie I saw in the theater was Furiosa, maybe?
That was a
Yeah.
while
Or
ago.
maybe.
Almost,
What came out first? Deadpool, Wolverine, or Furiosa?
ooh, I think Furiosa came out
Yeah.
first.
Okay, so then Deadpool, Wolverine was the last movie I saw. in
Yeah, because that was
theaters.
right around baby time.
Yeah.
That
That
makes
was-
sense too. Like keeping that thought of how
Wolverine.
now you don't want to go out and everything makes sense too. I've always felt like driving has gotten so much worse since the pandemic. Of like,
Yeah.
there's so much aggressive driving. I see people doing like wild shit that I feel like I did not see a few years ago.
Yeah.
I did not see that often. Now I feel like I see people, flying down middle lanes, cutting people off. Like I see it every day, at least once a week. I see somebody do some kind of wild ass maneuver driving.
Yeah, everyone's doing
Yeah.
TikToks driving on the interstate.
Apparently,
And pre-pandemic, speaking of not seeing things, you didn't see Nazis.
yeah.
Okay. Now
Like
you do
these days.
sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
Uh,
Yeah, well, and I think part of it too, because I just can't, and I don't know that person who gets all the packages, but it is something that I just noticed, and it I don't know why, but it does make me feel sad when I
Yeah.
see him all the time. Just all these packages sitting outside the door, mainly because I think now it's just been made so easy. We have so much like white noise type material where it's sort of pseudo educational. Mainly just it fills time until you get to go to sleep and or order the DoorDash or do this,
Mhm.
where when you did have to stay home before, if you were going to stay home and not go out, not only are you lame as fuck, first off, but also you had 3 options or maybe something on TV.
yeah, you used to have to
read a
leave
book.
to rent a movie.
Yes.
you know?
You know?
Yeah.
Where it just feels like almost how they talk about additives in food and shit. It just feels like there's additives in everything and there's so much of it and it's all bulk. It's all whole, it's just
Mhm.
it just feels like too
Dude.
much.
I'm going back to a previous thing we were in the same context, but we were talking about the waste from Amazon and shit. Have you been to an Amazon box store
No.
where they just have literally a fucking pallet of shit people either returned or never got? That they're like, on Monday it's $5, on Tuesday it's $4, and it gets progressively cheaper throughout the week because people take the good shit.
Yeah.
But you go in there and buy whatever you want from one of 20 different pallets that Amazon will just sell for $50. I think it used to be $50 to get a pallet of shit that nobody wants, and there could be something great in there.
Yeah, it's
But
like
it's
Storage Wars.
All fucking I mean, it's just garbage, or it
Yes.
will be garbage. But instead, someone chose to buy this pallet and then sell the stuff from the pallet. But it's there's stores like that. There's a few of them in town. They'll pop up every once in a while. But it's they have so much shit that they're just selling pallets of shit where they don't even know what's in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Good God,
You've got
man.
shit for your shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all the
Yeah.
stuff, like you said. Some of that's lost. So that just means it's got lost and
Then
that
replaced,
That person
yeah.
got the shit
Or it's
anyways,
somebody
so-
returned it to get one that a different
Yeah,
version,
so
and they don't do anything with it. They're just gonna fucking throw it away. So they'll sell it to you in a giant pallet for $50, and maybe you'll get something good.
Does the pallet come with it?
Yeah, you get the pallet. They ship all that. I think they just bring it in a fucking, I assume a semi truck in a forklift and just drop off however many pallets you paid for, and you're like, all right, maybe I'm getting
I
lucky
just
this
like
time.
a good pallet,
Yeah, yeah.
Just stack something on it.
I would have people working at Dolls. There was over on the east side. There was actually dudes we'd have to keep an eye out for
'Cause
because
they
they'd come
steal
up
your
and
pallet.
steal a bunch
Oh,
of the
yeah.
nice pallets. And
I
stuff.
was one of those guys.
Yeah,
I've taken some pallets.
but not for money.
Not for money, no.
Yeah.
Just mainly, I built a set piece out of them one
Yeah.
time, and then they come in handy, especially if you have storage. Get some of
Yeah.
them off the ground.
We used to have people come up to my work and be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing with those pallets?"
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ,
Can I get a
man.
pallet, man?
Yeah,
That just makes me think of it's weird how everything you look at it's somebody's job. Like everything you see, it's somebody's job to make it, to keep
Yeah.
the upkeep, to take it down, to whatever, to put it where it's at. So like, just like that, where it's like even just pallets, just it's people
Dude.
people will sell pallets. Like this everything. There's a job
There's a
for
mansion
literally
there.
And,
everything.
there's on
pallets.
over by Camp Dodge. There's Iowa Pallet Company.
There
I'm
you
sure
go.
we've all driven past it.
Yeah.
And I always think it's funny. I was like, yeah, it's funny. All these parts for pallets come in on pallets. You know what I'm saying? Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
That's a self-contained economy.
Yeah, that's
right there.
right. Yeah.
Some guy with a bunch of
Yeah.
pallets scattered everywhere. Like, if only I had something to stack
Yeah.
all of these.
Somebody had to build the pallets.
Yeah. Huh. And they probably have to be pretty strong to
That's right.
have all
they
those
do.
pallets on them.
Yeah.
What do you think came first, the pallet or the pallet jack?
Oh,
Oh, never thought about it.
pallet, Wes.
Yeah, you do the jack. I'm sure after they made the pallet, they're like, all right, what do we do now?
Yeah. Well, now we got the pallet. Yeah. And anytime I see some business like that that's doing something sort of obscure, at least obscure to my world, like, oh, the guys who make the roll that goes inside of the toilet paper roll or
Yeah.
whatever it might be, I'm just like, yeah, some guy has like a $500,000 lake house off that sweet
Yeah.
pallet money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kids had
Sweet,
clothes on their
sweet
back
pallet
because of those
money.
pallets.
Somebody's making bank off of those
That's
pallets.
right. And speaking of pallet jacks, that's also what I call it when I jack off on a pallet.
Me too.
Mhm.
Do you ever have anything crazy like that? People like breaking into the store naked, streakers.
Yeah. We had one time we actually so Dolls would close on like Easter, and we would close on Easter. So when we're completely closed, the manager would have to go in and check the store throughout the day to make sure the coolers are fine, everything's good, and everything. And when I was working at the Merle Hay store, we came in and somebody had chucked a 45-pound like weight, like for like a weight set, through one of the glass doors. And we think it was an inside job or something because the person went right to the pharmacy, went right to the right drawer, and got all like the drugs that were big and went out the back door. Like when we got there, like
wow.
the alarm was just going off.
All
in
the
back
oxys
door.
and Percocets are gone.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
just like all like they knew exactly where to go, so we were like whatever. But so that was great, kind of crazy, just because that was a break in. Streakers, I remember working at again the Merle Hay store. There was a because we were near our high school, and you'd have high schoolers doing a bunch of dumb shit. And there was one time some kid in like a Speedo and flip flops was like not streaking, but he went running through the whole store and stuff. And I was like, whatever, kid. Dude, I'm at a low point in my life right now. I'm working nights at a grocery store.
Yeah.
I don't have time for your shit.
I'm trying to have a pallet jack over here.
Yeah. I felt like there was always something kind of romantic about a grocery store at night. When like, if it's one of the, especially when everything was sort of 24 hours and it's so quiet. Because I'd work nights when I worked over at the register and stuff, and so I'd get off at like 2 a.m. And this is back when some places would be open 24 hours, and you get in there and people would be like quietly kind of stocking the shelves.
Yeah.
And I was like, where do these little creatures come from? You know?
You have a lot of we'd have a lot of regular customers because it's like some people just love to shop at night just because they avoid everybody. But like
It was
I
nice.
remember there was a couple that like it was crazy because down to like their glasses, they would dress like exactly the same outfit completely, and it was just weird.
To go to do their night shopping.
Yeah, just night shopping together. They'd have a different outfit or something, but they would always be in the exact same. It would be like twins. It was just weird. It's like so. My wife, she's like, why does she gets annoyed when sometimes I'm like, we can't both be wearing black hoodies. Like one of us got to
Yeah.
put on something
Yeah.
else. It ain't
I
gonna
think it's absolutely, dude. Sarah, we and Sarah were out to eat, and I was like, "Ooh, they got a fucking Sally. What are those? The Reuben with the turkey instead. What are those called? Susans, Slappies,
Caroline?
Samsonites,
Samson, Slippy, Slappy. I don't know. I'm not gonna. Get
Rachel's. They're called
Rachel.
Rachel's.
Okay.
She's like, "Ooh." And she was gonna. I was like, "Well, if you're getting a Rachel, I can't. I'm not ordering the same thing as you."
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Like a weirdo. What am I, gay?
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I gotta do that. It should be like
Well, that way you can both like try each other.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's the move.
try a little bit, split it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of the best parts of having a significant other.
Yeah.
Is like for sure, unless otherwise stated, boundary wise, you're gonna get a little piece of whatever they got going on.
That's
with
right.
their
Oh
plate.
yeah.
One person gets the fajitas, the other one gets the taquitos.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. Having kids and being a human garbage disposal is pretty cool too. Like, oh, you done eating that? You done eating those mini corn dogs? All right, give them to the big dog.
I should have known you were going to eat 18 of them.
Big dog will take care of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's too. 18 is too many. Oh, who knew?
I guess I'll.
I
leave it
guess
to you.
these last 15 are mine.
Don't want them to go to waste.
Yeah, nobody likes a unfresh mini corn dog, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish these off.
They don't reheat very
Yeah,
well, so
yeah.
take care of them. That'd be a cool, like, sort of sideshow act you could do. The human garbage disposal. I'll eat anything you put.
What won't he eat? Yeah.
Fiberglass insulation.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
We lost another one. Bring it west.
I pulled up to a grocery store not far from my place, a nice little spot, and pulled into a parking spot. There was a car right next to me. And I tend not to be a guy who will, like, it's very tempting to, like, look over when you know someone's in the car. Like,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
a stoplight or at a parking spot. I try not to because I feel like, I don't know, it's not my business. It's like looking into someone's
I feel
windows
like-
of their house.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I did look over. So I sort of just looked over. And the guy had the half-gallon, like, with the handle type milk jug, right? Top spun off, nowhere to be found. And was just eating a cupcake top only first, like in one, and then had like the thing of milk just sitting in his car. And I was like, I've been there. Yeah.
Not making any extra
Oh,
waste
man.
at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
It's milk right to mouth.
Uh,
No cup at all.
A man who understands that life is short and you
Yeah.
just got to go for just the top of that cupcake and just have the raw dog
Oh,
fucking jug of milk.
hell yeah,
in the
dude.
car.
shameful car moments.
I
I've had a lot.
I was at just the other day. I went out with breakfast with Jess, and we stopped and got something. I got a really messy Bruegger's sandwich. I was eating that, and Jorge all of a sudden just texts me. He goes, "Whatever you're eating looks good." And I started looking around, looking for him because it's like 8 in the morning. We're just down
Yeah.
there. Nobody's really around, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden he realized he's like in a studio up there. He's watching. I was like, "Dude, you watch me shamefully eating.
Oh, dude.
Like nobody's around, just
Yeah.
pushing that up." So.
Oh, and I eat like pornographically if someone's not watching.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
It's shameful.
I remember one time I was just thinking about how shameful I was eating. I got a big Long John Silver's meal. You know, like the biggest one you can get.
The
with
Admiral's buffet.
Like yeah, with like the fish, shrimp, and clams, and fries, and coleslaw, and hush puppies. You know all that shit.
You know.
I was like, ooh, where am I gonna eat this? I was driving. The Long John Silver's was like on Grand and so I pulled off. I pull in this parking lot, and I'm eating fucking Long John Silver's in a porn/novelty store parking lot. I'm like, this ain't a good look. If somebody pulls up, like, oh, you want to finish off your Long John before you go to the porn store, buddy?
Some cop rolls up and says, "Something about you just seems illegal right
Yeah.
now. I'm gonna find out."
No, I don't like to be hard in public on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
You probably were not the only person who's done that.
I guarantee I was not,
Yeah, I
but
think so.
at the moment, I was the only person that was doing that.
That's like the
Oh, my
Bebops over in Windsor Heights. That's kind of my main one. They just rebuilt it then to have like a dumpster fire or something, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Luckily, it only took out some of the dumpster corral. But
It looks nice.
it looks
you know?
really nice. And now
Mhm.
they have a little bit of extra parking, it seems like. And I always go beep, 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 through the drive-through. They hand me the bag, and I go, woo, and park right in their parking lot. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm having a whole situation.
yeah.
Daddy likes to have a little time. Yeah. When I found a pro move, I've seen other people do it, but it was one of kind of like the soundtrack thing where it finally clicked, where I was like, if you don't want to get delicious burger fixins all over you, you bring the thing with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
like I hold it the little clamshell underneath so it doesn't fall onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would always leave the clamshell there and then bring it up.
Yeah. So later, you're not pulling lettuce out of your titty fat.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Big mayo jizz stain down the front of my shirt.
I will say that's my only criticism of Bebop's burgers is the shredded lettuce.
I love it.
I don't like
I like
shredded
the
lettuce.
shred.
I don't really get lettuce on a burger, but I don't like shredded lettuce if I'm going with it. I don't like it. Shredded lettuce gets everywhere.
I love the shredded lettuce.
My only tweak was that if they're going to use onions as big as they have been the
I
time.
love that too.
I like the big onions, but I wish they would pivot to red onion on it. I think it would be a better choice.
I will agree with you yet again.
I rest my case.
Nice.
Mhm.
But otherwise, it's a damn good. Anytime I drive by and I smell that charbroil, I don't know if that's just like a Sensi they put it up in the.
Oh, that's real, baby.
Yeah, it smells
They're
darn
on that
good.
fucking track going through the flame broiler.
Oh, is that how it?
Uh,
I thought they had someone chefing it.
no,
up
I
back
think
there.
that they've got like Burger King style track now.
They are fast. I will say, Bebop's. You can tell. Yeah, it's almost like militarily run.
Yeah.
It's like squeaky clean, bounce a quarter off the bedspread kind of
Yep.
shit, you know?
It would suck to work there,
Yeah.
especially on the east side on $1.79 weekends. Like, I will take 48 with cheese and 37 without cheese. I'm like, oh my god!
And I will be counting these.
Kill me now. Yeah,
And I do have a coupon.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't tell you back there,
Yeah.
but I do have a coupon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I was there, shout out to Windsor Heights. They did very well by me. Get up. I have a gift card for Bebop's. I'm like, here's my little gift card. Beep boop. They swiped the gift card, and I don't know what happened, but like their whole fucking system wigged out. Like mainframe shut down. I think it was like an assistant manager's first night because I could tell he was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And so they gave me my whole meal free. They were like,
Oh hell yeah!
you can roll out, gave me back the gift card and everything.
Was it the gift card I gave you? Probably
think
not.
so.
I remember when I bought that gift card, the kid was like, "What?" I was like, do you do gift cards?" He was like, "I don't." What? I was like, "Gift cards?" And he was like, "I don't."
A
I'm
card
gonna
for
get-"
gifts.
Yeah, and then he tried to do it, and he was like, and then his manager
Do you want
came
cheese
over.
on that?
Yeah. And then his manager came over and he's like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "He wants a gift card." I was like, "Yeah."
He's trying
I
to
do.
spell gift card with
Yeah.
numbers
Yeah.
into the little
Yeah.
keypad.
I was like, "Buddy, what? You made this much harder than it needed to be. I'm pretty sure."
Mm-mm. I was one of the few people that I actually kind of liked work. I didn't work at Bebop's, but I worked at McDonald's. I didn't hate it.
I knew I was good friends with the dude that was the manager at a McDonald's. Worked his way up, and
Went to Hamburger
He
University.
he did, and he loved it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I would say the 2 times you don't want to work, based off of the people coming in, is like the super early, like the 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. crowd, because it's basically all old people who want things of like super specific
Yeah.
way, because they've now built their whole life into like, I like my life this way,
Yeah,
which is the benefit of getting older, I guess.
yeah.
But you'd have to like, I remember they'd be flipping out because they would want like hash browns, but only in clean oil, like fresh oil, or
Oh
like
my
no
God.
salt on. You know what I mean? You'd have to make like 15 different types of hash browns. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm 15.
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to burn my face off with fucking, fry grease. I remember I hated running that fryer too because they're hot, they're sizzling up in your face, and I remember I had like just the worst pizza face acne.
Oh yeah.
And I just was convinced that like that vat of
I'm
steamy
sure
oil,
it didn't help.
it did not help.
Yeah.
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 And I remember I like me and a girlfriend had recently broken up, and I was like, okay, this is the character arc. This is like where I'm like hitting. This is gonna be my come up after like a full bottoming out, losing everything. I'm gonna like work hard at McDonald's, get hot. I'm gonna work at McDonald's to get money for a Proactive to then get hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna clean this skin up a little. I'm gonna get to the burger station event, And then she came in with a new guy, and I was the guy like doing the checkout
Yeah.
with like my little McDonald's.
What an
visor.
asshole.
Yeah. I just remember being like, damn. I guess it wasn't quite the come up I
Yeah.
thought it would be. It kind of was. I mean, I was able to buy some stuff later.
And you were able to spit in their burgers.
That's right.
Enjoy that, new guy.
Then I pallet jacked. Are you bored, Shiloh? You standing up? Just stretching her legs.
She's got to pee, probably. Oh,
How dare you
I'm sorry.
insinuate?
I peed in this bottle 10 minutes ago. Okay? I do not need to pee right now.
Shiloh has a little trough underneath the desk. Yeah. Weirdly, considering, I guess I was a young person, so if I worked them now, maybe I would feel differently. But we've kind of talked about, you and I, Toll, I think off podcast, of I always kind of liked working.
Yeah.
Like if it was just, I'd go help my friends whose like dads like ran farms or like did construction type stuff, where they like have me just like dig a hole
That
or something.
shit like that. I can just do that.
I love it.
But if somebody's like, you have a deadline and you've got to do this thing for that, then I'm like, huh?
You're like the gift card guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, deadline? Deadline?
Finish?
I'm gonna get my manager.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want me to dig some holes? That I can do. Or carry some shit. I can do
Yeah.
that too.
I remember there was this book when I was growing up that was they made a movie with Shia LaBeouf, Holes.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I would love to go to this detention camp. Like,
When I was a kid, I frequently dug holes as deep. Like the plan would be like, all right, we're gonna dig this hole to your house with one of my friends,
Yeah.
and then we get it to like where it was above our heads.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
And then I've dug some serious holes.
not
And
to
then
brag.
my parents would be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Sir, if I came home to that,
6 foot
yeah,
tall.
yeah, a pile of dirt this fucking tall. Oh yeah.
Hit a water main.
Yep. There
dug a hole.
yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Look, yo, you'll like it.
They
As
are,
if-
holes are cool.
And you'd be like, "Is there?" What it feels like there should be something you can do with the big ass hole, but not really. No,
What?
Well, there's stuff you can do.
But-
Get in the hole. Get in the hole and
Yeah.
tell me you don't like the hole.
it's
okay?
fucking cool.
Yeah. It's like the same sort of like snow fort mentality, I think,
Yeah,
of like
absolutely.
kind of getting in the sandbox a little.
We'd take shit from my garage and put it this aluminum bucket and just like all of the old chemicals and shit in the garage and just dump them into this bucket and then put like grass clippings in there. And I'd be like, yeah. And I would leave it behind the garage, and every once in a while we'd go like stir it, and it would smell like somebody took a big old shit right in there. And we'd be like, oh yeah. And then you could light it on fire. Of course it lit on fire. It was full of fucking gasoline and every chemical you could imagine.
I'm amazed you didn't die.
But we think it. Thinking about it now, I'm like, Jesus, if you mix two of the right things. But
Yeah.
it was outdoors at least.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you
But-
mix ammonia and bleach, it'll like
Yeah.
kill you instantly.
Pretty quick. Not instantly.
Yeah, but-
like you won't know it's coming.
Yeah, it's like it's not gonna be good.
get some air.
yeah. Crack a
Uh,
window.
But shit like that, digging holes. I was going somewhere with
awesome.
that. That was maybe that was it. I don't know.
Just
who
having
knows?
great times.
There was a kid
Just
that
dumb shit.
I went to school with that after school we would all go to his house because he had a bunch of M80s.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like I just thinking back at it now as an adult, I'm like, I can't fucking believe one of us didn't fucking blow our hands
Yeah.
off with that. We were just doing all kinds of
Happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Lucky.
Especially the M80, whether it's true or not, but everybody used to say they're equal to a quarter of a stick of dynamite.
That's what they used to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's real.
Wow.
They make a pop. They do make a pop when they go.
I don't
off.
think M80s exist anymore, do they?
I don't know.
I don't
I don't
think
keep
they-
up with my fireworks.
I don't
No.
know.
Black cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Those
always
little
remember Roman candles were my favorite, mainly because I was very intimidated by them. Because you'd have them and go, boom,
Yep.
boom. They'd come zinging out. Those are the
Mhm.
ones where I was like, only my older brother's allowed to do that.
yeah.
I was more of like a snakes and sparklers kind of
Yep.
guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep it low key.
For sure.
Yeah.
Love sparklers. Made a sparkler bomb once
Oh, or like you wrap them all.
in duct tape and have one sticking out of the top. And me and this dude, I was like, all right. He's like, you get ready. It's going to be loud. I was like, I believe it'll be loud, but like,
Yeah. I've seen fireworks before.
and we made one and it didn't work. And I was like, come on, bro, this doesn't fucking work, dog. And then we made another one and he's like, I think we got to wrap it tighter in the duct tape. Lit the sparkler sticking out of the top, set it down. Like, hee 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 hee. And this was when I was like 30, by the way.
That's an important note.
yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
picturing
With the guy,
Jared,
you might know the
little
guy, Seth B. He used to work at Dolls. Anyway, and we fucking he lit it, and we fucking run. He's like, run further. I was like I didn't run far enough, and I was like, oh, I just ran, and it was
30.
the loudest thing I've ever heard, maybe.
Wow.
And it left like a crater in the ground, and I was like, holy shit.
So it doesn't just go.
No, it just fucking exploded. Like
Wow.
it was like the loudest explosion sound I've ever personally heard, I think. And it was fucking insane. I was like, all right, now we wait to get arrested.
Yeah. Because we
Now
were
the
30.
real fun
yeah.
begins.
yeah.
I have a feeling the Seth guy might have been the one who threw the 45-pound weight through the front of Dolls.
Yeah,
Down
the
to the
place
pharmacy.
scoped out.
He might have been after a year. I don't know. But remember Seth from Dolls?
I don't reckon that. No, I don't know.
Was there ever any like hot Dolls romances? You know, because there's always intermingling.
Oh yeah, I mean,
This was co-ed working.
It's-
We're talking, right?
there is a thing about working in retail. There's a certain type of people that do work retail. You know what I mean? And so like
Yeah.
people do mingle and everything. There would be like, I remember I don't know who it was, but I remember one time in one of my stores we would have like, it used to be, I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. There were big grocery stores, big warehouse, and there was offices that you would go up in storage areas. And I went up there one time and I just found all these like condom wrappers and everything in one of the rooms. And it was like clearly like somebody's like little fuck area for a
I'm not
while.
gonna clean up the wrappers.
Oh no! Yeah, how long have you been doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
Wow.
remember they were deep in that. So,
Yeah.
but that
Damn.
was I obviously I cleaned it up, and I'm sure they were like, "What? All my condoms."
Yeah.
Damn.
Found someone's little sneaky link
Yeah.
area.
hmm
God damn.
But yeah, no, it was fun. I liked it. It was cool. I liked it being in high school. It was fun to have just because it was like you get to talk to girls. It's a whole different
Oh, yeah.
ball game talking to girls outside of school and everything. You know what I mean? We're talking about at work.
Oh,
and everything,
yeah.
so.
Oh yeah.
'Cause they used to hire a lot of like teenagers and stuff as like bag kids and everything to run cash.
Plus, in high school, any job was like, look at you
Yeah, it's kind of
working.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
Joe.
lame, not lame to work at McDonald's or Earl May or at Dolls or whatever.
No, I remember being like, I work at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
You know, I can get you any pizzone you want.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
This was like the heyday of pizzones.
yeah.
Yeah, I got some pussy off pizzone. for sure.
that
Not gonna brag.
fucking old fashioned pizzone pussy.
I remember in my very, very early 20s, I worked at a nursing home as a cook. And so I'd have like a little like paper hat on and like the apron and everything. But it was full of CNAs, and I'd be like, hey, like pouring out like minestrone soup. Like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the play I got was from the very old ladies that lived there. They're like, hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey,
Hey, you
Hey.
want to take those dentures out, Martha? All right.
you looking all right?
yeah.
That dementia's not so bad today, huh? Yeah. 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 Oh, it's funny to think back to those. Yeah.
I never really worked. I guess I worked with a couple girls at S&K Menswear.
Whoa.
But
Couple ladies on the floor.
yep.
I feel like that's smart sales move. Probably it's got to be like a dapper guy like you, or a hot lady being like, "You'd look great in this suit."
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, "You'd look great in this suit."
Mm-hmm. Like they're like, damn, you kind of smell bad and you are sweating. Yeah, I'm pretty drunk. Yeah. Yeah.
Me and my friend were doing a sparkler bomb last night. Kind of bit stressed.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I'm
Did you
wanted
see
by
any
the
police outside? Yeah.
Kind of on the run right now. Would you have to get out like the tape and
Yeah.
measure- oh,
We never did like we were supposed to do the inseam and no one ever. We just did the out seam.
okay.
And yeah, I did measure, mark with chalk, all that stuff.
And so is that something that you fire those off to like a place to get that?
No,
thing
no,
done?
you had yacht in the back.
Oh,
Yacht, the
Alterations.
Taylor. Yep,
hot damn.
very tiny yacht.
It was a person, Wes.
Yes, her name was Yacht.
Ah, okay.
Wes was like a tiny
What
yacht.
the hell
in
are you
back
talking
of
about?
his-
Yeah, we had the yacht. What?
It was the company yacht.
I'm a gummy kind of kicking in, and I'm kind of zoning out right now. You're losing me. I'm trying to hang out in the conversation, but I'm like right there. So.
Yeah. Yep, all in house for to get your crappy suit altered.
Was there a
Right
reason
there.
why you got a job there? Like, was there just
Me and my
job
buddy
wanted or
with the
help wanted?
landscapers at Earl May, he quit out of nowhere and was dating the manager at S&K Menswear. And he's like, "Hey man, you should quit too." Derp, derp, derp. And I was like, "I think I will." And I left a note on the manager's desk at Earl May. I was like, "See you later. I'm gonna go sell suits and get real fat."
The fatness begun.
And that's
at
what I
SNK.
did. I actually began because I did go back. I broke my hand, and so I got unemployment from Earl May. Then I went back to Earl May, but I got the weight gain was already happening. But then when I
Okay.
broke my hand and was getting unemployment, I was like, "Welcome to heaven, buddy." Yeah.
I should break my hand more often.
Yeah, yeah. And then shortly after I went back, then I went to the suits.
Gotcha.
It was pretty dumb.
Was there much sales to selling the suits?
No
or-
one ever came in, Wes. It was like 2 people a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they probably already had an
It
idea what they
was-
wanted to,
yeah.
right? Like you weren't really,
Yeah.
I
bit
just-
popping and like really
Yeah.
selling them.
I just love imagining Big Toe like in this ill-fitting, sweaty
Yeah.
blue suit, turning the like "Be back soon" sign to like,
Yeah.
you know,
Back
form-
in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
handwritten on a loose leaf paper
with like the lines
20 times a day when I was working there
Fell
by
off
myself.
immediately.
Yeah.
It blows off.
Like,
down
man, that guy closes the gate a lot.
the-
Yeah. Check out the pallet check. You know what I'm saying?
I need the pallet jack to move these suits.
But at that point, it was probably still kind of cool to work in a mall, right?
This was the lower part of Merle Hay Mall.
So no,
Nobody. It wasn't. I mean, it was like dead. It was dead.
damn.
When was this?
This was in my early 20s.
So what did this be like 2000?
It's, about
03?
2000. Yeah, around there. 2003, 2004. Because I think I turned 21 while I was working there, or maybe.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was the mall was
were a
kind
young
of dying
buck.
around that time
Yeah.
still and everything.
And that in Merle Hay, I think, because Jordan Creek would have opened up at this time
Yeah.
around then.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I remember when they opened that up, and on the front, the newspaper the next day had like a big old picture of like people running in there
Yeah.
and stuff, and I was like, God damn, we
Yeah.
were all excited that the big mall's here.
Yep. And nobody was coming to Merle Hay Mall to buy their suits for the most part. And when they did, I'd be like, God.
Just the misanthropic
Yeah.
suit salesman.
Yep.
Yeah, there's almost like an Ignatius J. Riley quality to it that I'm imagining in my head, like Confederacy of Dunces. That guy, familiar? No, okay. It's
I'm
one.
familiar with Confederacy of Dunces.
It's actually a
existing.
really great book. It's
Yeah.
one of the few I finished in like the last 20 years. But it's super funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially considering how long ago it was sort of written. But yeah, he's sort of like this big blowhard kind of guy.
Yeah.
Who always, like big ideas sort of dude that's like not executing, but that's not to say that about you.
It was like, what's going on there?
It was more like the imagery they paint.
Big blowhard, yes, go on.
Accomplish nothing.
Just a real loser.
Yeah.
That was one of those
Yeah.
times.
Everybody thought he was going to do something big, and then he just was on a crappy podcast.
I was speaking specifically to SK menswear tool.
With his yellow Crocs.
Yeah. That was one of those
He's
offensive
wearing a
things.
scout shirt.
Yeah. I started
No one you get.
getting down the road with it. And I was like, well, I've come too far to
It's
stop now.
Yeah, I can't.
It's a great book, though. He's hilarious, too. I mean, he's the star of the book.
Nice.
You can't help but love him throughout it. It really is, yeah. It's one of those ones where I've heard about it forever and then finally actually read it.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
Nice.
I'm
Keep
working.
saying nice.
Yeah.
That edible's hitting.
It is.
Is that a crew? Is that real?
Yeah.
Ah.
Nice.
I'm gonna need a ride home later.
Well, we've actually done, our court mandated time.
Oh shit.
Which is good. Hard time. We just did.
Oh yeah.
I did have one last little joke I wanted to try to squeeze in. I'm now starting to act like a bartender when it comes to my social media likes,
Ooh.
where I'm like, you've had enough.
I'll
I'll see something popular and I'll be like, you don't need it.
Yeah, I totally feel that.
You know?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I can't even get 5
Yeah.
on one of these fucking clips.
I know.
Yeah.
You deserve $1 million.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'll also like based on other people's likes.
I know.
I'll be like, I'm not liking this, and then I see one. Like, could be you, could be you, could be Alex. One of you guys likes it. And I'm like, all right, I'll like it.
What? I love that there was that person that friend requested, and I accepted, and you were like, "Who is this?" person?
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know."
And I only
I thought-
accepted because somebody else accepted.
Yeah, someone I
yeah.
know accepted them, and I thought so.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm not doing that.
All right,
then.
never
I
mind.
started
Yeah.
deleting. I've been doing some boundary setting recently. I get one. I'm like, I don't know you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to block your dad, bro. No offense.
My dad?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even. He's already blocked. So it's one of them things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't even want to know. I'm sure it's Trump stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. Not out loud, but very clearly.
You can
it
read
is.
between the lines
Yeah.
on this one. Yeah.
The lines are like this far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, the words are big. Yeah.
It's like those jitterbug phones. It's
yeah.
real
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there was some. I feel like I had some great closing idea.
Did you have another joke? You had your one that was good. I did like the social media one.
I did like that. That wasn't really a joke, though. I feel like that was just like astute.
Yeah.
Yes.
You right.
But it was funny.
Thank you.
It was a joke. I didn't mean to downplay the humorness.
All right,
People-
blow hard, back
Yeah, I
on.
know. Oh my god.
Feels
You-
like the
all
film
right, you
festival all
unaccomplished
over again.
blowhard.
Yeah, he's just kind of a loser.
Yeah. You know, he's like an underachieving blowhard.
You know. You know.
It's more the physicality. I would have illustrated that better.
I loved it.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Like roast, baby. I don't.
Am I allowed to talk about you, Dave? My friend Dave has cancer, so if you can all keep him in your thoughts, that would be very much appreciated.
T's and P's.
Yes, because if we lose Dave, we are going to lose the podcast studio. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Big thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
No, but Dave's our boy. He's going to fight hard.
Got
That's,
it.
that's what I heard. Yeah. Dave might lose his hair.
Will
which
it really happen this time? Oh, I'm
he's
sorry,
getting
man.
big boy chemo.
You
this
got the
time.
wig, right?
I got a lot of wigs, actually.
Hey.
Yeah, I could trim one up to get it Bowman typed, Bowman coated. Yeah. I wouldn't be, because I feel like not everyone does lose it, and it is so pelt like.
Okay.
Maybe you just get like a Dr. Phil, where like just the top portion. Yeah. Crazy. I'd be interested to see, like, what does chemo look like? Is it an intravenous?
You
Okay.
sit there for like an hour.
Okay, I didn't know if it was all the same because I've seen those ones, but some part of me was like, is there ever a point where they like stick you in a tube and like zap you? They'll hook them up to a port, and that'll be it. Anything else we can do with that port?
Hey.
Yeah.
Any port in a storm.
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna be cancer jokes. Don't you worry. If you go bald, we're trashing you.
All right.
be a
Well, now I
great-
can't use that one. I already written
Yeah.
down.
That'd be a great Halloween costume, by
Yeah.
the way. Dark eyeshadow.
Uncle Phil.
Dave is Yul Brenner. That's an old guy. I know.
An old bald guy, you
An old
know.
bald guy. One of the first kind of debonair bald guys, dare I say.
Oh, that might be cool.
Yes. Yeah, we'll find
Bronze.
I mean, George Costanza. We were talking about
Yeah.
him earlier.
one. Yeah, if you lose all your hair, you'll wind up looking like that one bald British guy. I think he's like a twin or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The guy that played Tweedledee and Tweedledum in
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland, the roommate in Bridesmaids.
Yeah, the roommate
Yeah.
of Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, yes, the
Yeah.
eunuch.
Yes. Dave will continue to control the politics of the comedy realm
yes.
quietly. Yes. Yeah. Very interesting.
Damn, Dave. Good
Yeah.
luck, my friend.
Yeah. We'll periodically check in with him, I'm sure. He's already got his little FDR blanket going.
Yeah.
He's got a little jar that says Dave's Dreams already on there.
We're going to do a Make-A-Wish for a rich guy.
I'm gonna make your wish come true, Dave, and when you die, I'm gonna take all your money.
Little toll scholarship. fund. Yeah. But we'll keep you all abreast of the situation as it unfolds. Wes, thanks a lot for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, man. Great
Thanks for having
job.
me on.
You really held your weight.
Yep.
With a couple of
Glad
heavyweights.
good.
Like us.
Well, sorry to send it for Alex. Alex, I made fun of him before, but he is a cool dude, and
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Yeah, you did come in his moment of weakness. You did like come in and just cold cock him in the face.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Alex sucks.
Immediately was mean.
Yeah.
He's been nothing but nice to me
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah. Good riddance. We hope
Seemed
Alex
funny at the
gets better as well.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers to
Yeah,
Mr. Carter.
man, that illness they be going around.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it some sort of flu?
I don't know,
Or
dude.
bug?
I don't know if I said it earlier. They canceled, like, there was a school in Des Moines that didn't even have, they just canceled school because so many kids
They
are sick.
snow dated
Yeah.
for sickness. Wow.
I spent like all of January fighting some kind of cold, something that
Yeah.
was just hanging on. Jess actually got like a stomach flu at some point, and luckily I didn't get that. So.
I got a little stomach flu at some point, too.
I got a big stomach flu.
Ooh.
Hasn't left.
Oh.
I was trying to think of tying my little ice cream gut I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
working on.
Nice.
Yep.
I keep saying nice. I don't know why.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Nice.
It is nice. Well, folks, I think it's time we start landing this plane.
All right.
I've been AJ Simmons.
Ooh. And I've been, what have I been? Tolmagrain.
You've been very vapeless tonight. I feel like
You think?
I didn't see
I
you hit
don't
it
think
like
so.
once. I've been hitting it like a chimney over here. Did you flavor?
They're good ones.
Yes.
He sold me on the Mr. Fogg
Oh,
this time.
that gold trim is nice.
Mm-hmm. Still going, also, by the way. Same one. And not even at 0, Wes. It's
There's
pretty
one
impressive.
man who understands customer service.
That's right.
Mr. Fogg.
Mr.
Yeah,
Fowl.
that's right.
He keeps working.
Yeah, not like his brother.
West
the Miz.
Coast
And West goes at. Thank you.
You can see him at various open mics.
Be at the
comedy
Beechwood
shows.
Lounge, February 21st.
Nice.
Very cool.
Venmo at ToboCop.
Then
If you
more
want.
Cop. Patreon.com/NoSleepDSM. Thank you, Shyla, our executive producer. As
Mhm.
always, she writes all the material.
Every
She's kind of the Larry
single-
David of this
That's
whole
right.
thing.
Big time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Goodbye, folks. Thank you.
Fucking AJ, told Alex. They're fucking hilarious.
This is a certified hood classic.